Good evening. I am Tara Fogel, K-8 Science Coordinator for the Greenwich Public Schools. I am joined by Mr. Sean Hoyt, our 9 through 12 Science Program Administrator. Together, we are excited to present to you our K through 12 Science Update for the Board of Education. Our report will discuss academic achievement, strategic planning, next steps for Greenwich Public School science, and we will end with a celebration of our science student successes. To begin, we will recap a few achievement figures reported out in the October meeting and dig a bit deeper in the disaggregated data for grade 5, 8, and 11 science as measured on the NGSS assessment given each spring. We will frame our report through the lens of the strategic plan, specifically goal number 3 and the mastery of science. Displayed on the screen here is our 5-year goal and our performance to date against those goals, as well as the strategies we use in buildings for implementing success on our strategic plan. As shown in the achievement report during the October 5th board retreat, we continue to see increasing trends in our 3-year grade 5 and grade 8 NGSS data, and a slight dip in grade 11. Our 2023 NGSS aggregate performance remains in the middle of the pack with our district reference group A and B Fairfield County neighbors. Greenwich grade 5 students meet 72.7% proficiency, scoring a level 3 or 4 on the test, just 2.3 percentage points below the Connecticut target of 75%. That being said, we have improved to 34th in Connecticut, up from 40th during the 2022 testing season. We are ranked 10th amongst our Fairfield County neighbors. Grade 5 science achievement is our area of most growth needed when we look at the grade by grade results compared across the county. Greenwich dedicates the fewest instructional minutes to 5th grade science of our compared counterparts. To that end, I remained incredibly optimistic and grateful thinking about our 3rd through 5th grade teachers and how effective they are at maximizing the time they are given to prioritize science instructional best practices, preparing our students for the 5th grade assessment. Our staff continues to do more with less than their cross-county peers, and I am excited to recognize them for their efforts this evening. The academic and administrative teams remain dedicated to the creation of and implementation of instructional minute guidelines that provide flexible ways to increase science lab time in the 24-25 school year. Moving up into grade 8, we outperform our district reference group B counterparts and are competitive within district reference group A. We achieved 76.8% proficiency in 8th grade, with Eastern Middle School scoring number 1 in the state for 2023. Our middle school performance is 10th in the state, up from 17th in our 2022, and 6th amongst our Fairfield County neighbors.
Greenwich grade 11 students achieved 78.6% proficiency, which ranked 3rd in Fairfield County and also ranked 10th in Connecticut. Although there is a slight decrease in the percentage of students reaching proficiency, the GHS Science Department is continuously identifying ways to increase student performance. Students in the practical level courses have historically found the NGSS test challenging. There has been an increase in instructional time in the practical level courses. Students are being exposed to more science literacy, and a new formative assessment platform is being investigated to track students' progress over time. Additionally, further research is going into retrieval techniques in order to support students' working memory and long-term memory storage.
The board has also requested to see delineated performance data for students who are enrolled in advanced programming for science. Here, we can see that our ALP students are meeting incredible rates of success on the grade 5 NGSS test. These students perform at 98% mastery across all 11 schools. Last year's 8th grade students who were enrolled in advanced science also showed incredible success on the grade 8 NGSS assessment. 94% of students enrolled in grade 8 advanced science met mastery on the NGSS assessment. Our ELL achievement at grade 5 averages to 32% over the past 3 years. We are optimistic seeing our numbers of students performing at level 1 steadily decrease. Great gains have been made in our 8th grade ELL population as well. Here, we see an increase from 9% proficiency to 48% proficiency over the last 3 years.
In the grade 11 English language learner data, what is important to know is the number of EL students has increased each year, and more of the students are moving into a level 2 and level 3 on the NGSS assessment.
When we look at special education student data, we continue to see gains in student achievement both at grade 5 and grade 8, as displayed here.
During the 2021 and 2022 school years, approximately 50% of the students with disabilities were proficient on the NGSS assessment. Last year, 28% of the students were proficient on the NGSS assessment. Greenwich High School is working extremely hard to support students with disabilities access the curriculum and master the content. Historically, many of our students with disabilities have taken practical level courses in combination with other practical level courses or an on-level course. Approximately 70% of students who had at least one practical level course in their first 2 years at GHS did not pass the NGSS test. We are focusing on increasing the instructional time for students in the practical level courses by adding labs for each course.
We will now shift into looking more closely at the strategies we use to implement our strategic plan. Starting with our first strategy, provide comprehensive K-12 NGSS aligning curriculum. For K-5, we updated Schoology this past summer, replacing all outdated links to support teachers. We push these updates to staff during program meetings, and we continue to refine ALP science in grades 3 through 5. For our middle school students, we spent a great deal of time and energy this summer creating additional special education and English language learner supports for all of our student modules. We are looking ahead to the 24-25 school year where we, in conjunction with GHS, are continuing to explore formative assessment platforms. So what does this look like in our elementary school? Students are up. We're moving around our classroom, utilizing spaces and engaging in both hands-on activities or demonstrations, as well as digital modeling, simulations, and data analysis. In our middle school classroom, we continue to focus on planning and carrying out investigations, as well as providing high engagement opportunities for our students.
Students are constantly immersed in learning in the GHS science classrooms. Teachers engage students in class through the phenomena-based lessons and utilize the science and engineering practices and cross-cutting concepts to construct explanations. Students are regularly using models and data to make connections to the content. Students collaborate, ask questions, and reflect on their learning to increase the cognitive load and engage in the metacognitive process. In order to measure progress towards the goal of NGSS improvement, teachers and administrators monitor three strategics. First is the frequency of common department experiences and assessments for all students. And second is the frequency of experiences for high needs students. These two groups of students are measured separately as their scores on the NGSS are reported out separately. As you know, from a state reporting standpoint, high needs student growth and proficiency metrics count twice towards the GPS Connecticut report card. First, teachers have adapted lessons to ensure the assured experiences are aligned with the NGSS performance expectations, science and engineering practices, and cross-cutting concepts. For example, chemistry has adapted 30 assured experiences that are provided to all students in chemistry. Teachers have common assessment questions that are provided to students that are aligned with the NGSS performance expectations. Second, from the high needs lens, the science department has increased instructional time for students in practical level courses. The new NGSS practical labs increase hands-on experiences and support scientific literacy. Students in practical chemistry, practical physics, and environmental experiences meet once per cycle and engage in a novel phenomena similar to what they may encounter on the NGSS assessment. Currently, students have increased their instructional time by 16 hours this year. Next year, we are looking to ensure the labs are taught by their classroom teachers to continue to build meaningful connections with the students.
Our second sub-strategy is leveraging the NGSS interim assessments for student exposure in grades K through 8 and benchmark progress monitoring in grades 9 through 12. For elementary teachers, we begin this work at third grade. In November of 2023, we supported this goal by outlining exposure goals in grades 3 through 5 during our November program meeting. Coordinators and building administrators check in on implementation throughout the year, and we continue to monitor student use. At the middle school level, we ask middle school teachers in sixth grade to utilize some of those grade 5 interim assessment blocks. We have winter and spring exposure engagement sessions. We share best practices during district program meetings and include more IABs as curriculum extensions in our advanced curricula. Here's the list of required IABs for students and teachers to use for grades 3 through 5. These are updated each fall and winter for your use during the school year. Here is the curriculum embedded IABs for the middle level. And one success to share. On March 27th, the Greenwich Public Schools showcased our district's work around the interim assessment blocks as a piece of the 5-part Connecticut State Department of Education's assessment series, Sensible Assessments, Community of Practice around the NGSS interims. I've linked our presentation materials for you to peruse.
Each NGSS aligned course has multiple interim assessments that teachers can complete with their students throughout the school year, although they are not mandatory. All teachers have access to the phenomena for each interim assessment, which unit they could complete it in, and the performance expectation that correlates with each question set. GHS science teachers will be administering their post-benchmark assessment at the end of April or early May. The post-benchmark assessment is part of their teacher goals. Juniors will also be taking the NGSS assessment starting from May 20th and ending on May 31st. Students will take the assessment in their NGSS aligned class. Students who are not in a junior level course will take the assessment during one of their opens. Final exams are also right around the corner. GHS teachers are in the process of evaluating their exams, ensuring that they are aligned to the NGSS standards. And students have study materials that will support them, which may include playlists, study guides, and practice assessments.
Our third sub-goal for our strategic plan and goal around science is increasing teacher and student capacity to use data to set goals for student growth and mastery. At the elementary level, data analysis is focused on ELA and math. Here, teachers review and utilize Greenwich Public School benchmark assessment results, which combined are predictive indicators of success on the grade 5 NGSS assessment. As we transition into middle school and we have common assessments, we do implement a district-wide department student learning objective. For the 23-24 school year, we selected data analysis. Our use of the data analysis science and engineering practice is based off of NGSS results, where we saw that this area was one of potential growth for grade 8 students. In grades 9 through 12, conferences happen at least once per quarter. Teachers have individual student benchmark goals, and there's progress monitoring in units through formative assessments. Our fourth sub-goal for the strategic planning is implementing a PK through 12 universal design for learning curriculum. In K-8, our curriculum is based on UDL at baseline. We also provide district professional learning on UDL. Our curriculum is phenomena and probed based to increase student engagement. We also have increased support for underscoring populations, including ELL students and inclusionist specialist support for curriculum at the middle school.
In advancing universal design for learning within GHS science education, a multifaceted approach has been implemented, primarily through targeted professional learning initiatives during program meetings. These sessions serve as a pivotal platform for educators to delve into the principles of UDL, fostering a deep understanding of how to create inclusive learning environments catering to diverse student needs. Moreover, GHS has strategically utilized professional learning committees and collaboration time to increase UDL practices alongside a multi-tiered system of supports, ensuring a holistic approach to student success. Through collaborative efforts, teachers brainstorm, develop, and refine instructional strategies that are aligned with UDL principles. This collaboration extends to their sharing and evaluation of lessons built on UDL, allowing educators to draw insight from one another's experiences and refine their practices for optimal student engagement and achievement.
Moving forward, we are going to be utilizing time this summer to continue our work for student success on the grade 5, 8, and 11 NGSS test, as well as general student experience within the Greenwich Public Schools science classroom. For grades K through 5, this means alignment of performance expectations within the K2 and 3-5 grade band, respectively. For the middle level, we are going to continue our small scale revisions to the ELL and special education student guides based off of implementation this past school year. We will also continue to look through the lens of science and engineering practices and cross cutting concepts as we build out specific mini lessons for vertical alignment.
The GHS Science Department has been adapting its short experiences to ensure that lessons meet the performance expectations. The curricular documents will be updated this summer and added to Schoology. The 912 Science Program Administrator and K Science Coordinator will work collaboratively with teachers to focus on vertical alignment from 6 through 12. There will be an analysis of the science and engineering practices and professional learning for teachers to understand where students are coming from and how to scaffold prior knowledge. Goals for vertical alignment will be aligned explicitly to the NGSS assessment gaps identified by science and engineering practices performing below the test average in grades 8 and 11. Additionally, the K-12 Science Administrative Team is exploring a new formative assessment platform that helps track student progress on the NGSS 3 dimensions: the disciplinary core ideas, cross-cutting concepts, and science and engineering practices. Teachers can monitor students' progress throughout lessons and adjust instruction. Additionally, the administrative team will be able to evaluate a holistic view of how students are doing in each content area.
As we continue to look forward to science on the curriculum management plan, it is important to note one shift that will be coming for the 24-25 school year. We will be beginning our internal audit of programmatic needs, as well as making, as previously mentioned, minor edits for standards alignment in K-5 classrooms. One important thing to note is that during the 24-25 school year, we will also be investigating our current middle school science curriculum. The reason we are doing this in the 24-25 school year is because the state has officially recommended utilizing Open Sci Ed as a repository of science lessons NGSS aligned. We'd like to take some time next year to investigate Open Sci Ed and compare whether or not that curriculum as effective or better than our current curriculum. This will happen in a curriculum review committee. More to come next fall.
AP Physics 1, 2, and C have updated curricula from College Board. The GHS Science Department is in good shape with the curriculum, and we will look to add in additional lessons on fluids for AP Physics 1 next year once the course updates are finalized. Fluids has traditionally been in AP Physics 2, so the adjustment to the curriculum should be seamless. The content of AP Physics C is remaining the same, although they are updating the language to be more consistent with AP Physics 1 and 2. The biggest differentiation is how the students will be assessed during the AP summative exam. The tests will no longer be together, and the amount of time for testing will increase due to the increased number of questions being asked. All other courses remain in the implementation and refinement phase. Tara and I plan to work collaboratively in grades 6 through 11 and focus on vertical alignment. A deep analysis of science and engineering practices will be examined to ensure proper scaffolding and increase rigor for each grade level.
Now, let's talk a bit about some celebrations for science in the 23-24 school year. First and foremost, I'd like to draw attention to our 4 K through 5 assured experiences in the 23-24 school year. Our students in grade 1 go to the Bruce Museum, in grade 2 to the Greenwich Audubon Center, in grade 3 to the Greenwich Botanical Center. We are excited that these 3 Greenwich-based assured experiences are supporting students in grades 1, 2, and 3. Furthermore, students in grade 4 have an option to go to either Soundwaters or Weir Farm as their assured experience.
Greenwich High School Science Research and Junior Innovators Program continues to be amongst the country's most successful research programs and, without question, is a leading school in the state. 2022 and 2023 was no exception. Mr. Bramante has compiled a few slides outlining our student successes, which are attached to the end of this report for your enjoyment.
Sean and I will both be available during the evening board meeting to answer any questions you may have.